Yeah, it certainly was good to get the game underway today. As you know, last week we had to cancel due to the cracks that had appeared on the pitch. Not that it's something just isolated to us. I mean, there's a lot of clubs are having the same problem with all of this lack of rain. So games being cancelled up and down the country, as we know. But we've worked really, really hard over the course of this week in terms of getting water on the pitch and getting topsoil in those cracks, so for the game to go ahead today. So it was good, and nice to see that hard work has paid off. In terms of where we were going into the game, we played on Wednesday night in the Burnham Charity Cup semi-final. Great to clean sheet was a real plus. But again, we've struggled to score. And have seen the game go to penalties as a result of that, and we've gone out in that way. I'd be a liar to say that I wasn't nervous coming into today's game. We're missing some key players in some key positions there. Lucas has had to come in goal and fill in there for us today. And Sal's filled in there at centre back. Both, to be fair to them, have had absolute solid games there today. I mean, Lucas has pulled off an absolute worldie when the score was at 2-1, and that's preserved our lead there. Sal has made some very, very good challenges throughout the game. I mean, his pace that he's got is always going to get him out of trouble, especially when he's found himself wrong side. So fair play to both of them. On the other plus points, Binksy coming in today, come off the bench there, the composure that he showed to score there and lob the keeper in the way that he did was absolutely fantastic. I'm sure he's going to be giving some of the other lads a bit of stick there because he knows he should have been coming off with a few assists there as well. But and he'll probably be telling them all that he'll never ever pass them again in those positions. But we want that. We want people to be setting the bar for others and raising the bar in that way, and for others to reach those levels. So and push one another. It's the only way we're going to improve through the season as well. So that's all good. Extremely pleased for Luke to see him score his first goals for the club. The first one may well have been a bit of a scrappy affair there, sort of like bundled it over the line. But that's what he needed. He's been struggling in that area, and that's what he needed to get himself off and running. I mean, his second goal was a fantastic finish from a very, very tight angle, absolute peach. So, and that came at a time when we really needed a goal. It took the pressure off a little bit there. In terms of Old Southendians, they're a good side. They've got a good core as a club. In fact, they've probably ended up being our bogey side over the years. In that we've got the results that we possibly should have done against them at times. That's football. That's how it goes. But so that's what made it really, really good today to see us. Come away with the win. In the second half, they certainly made a big fight of it there, especially in the latter stages. Pulled the score back to 2-1 and put us under a lot of pressure. I think previously we may well have conceded a second and even possibly a third. But we've got there's a lot of belief in this. There's a belief in the team this year. We've got a nice mix there of some experience and and a bit more physicality, and that paired, alongside some very talented young players as well. I think as a group, we're mentally stronger, and we should be able to sort of close these sort of games out. Across the club, I mean, just mentioning the youth. I mean, from the youth section, we've got an under-18s, 3 under-17s and an under-16s this year. So there's a real pool of players that we can sort of like call upon in there. It's nice to see that some of those have been heavily involved in the pre-season program with the senior section. That's only going to benefit them individually and also their own teams that when they're playing, youth teams when they're playing on a Sunday. So yeah, that's another real plus point. So I know it's a bit of a cliche, but the future looks bright. Maybe even bright green, who knows? But